Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Help these families where I had a bunch of nurses helping me.
The human touch, inspired by nurses who watched over her when she needed it, a Nova Scotia woman chooses a career in care.
I love going with the school kids. I love being with the little ones. I love being with the mixture.
A heartfelt goodbye for Barb. After 45 years, a beloved childcare worker gets a special send-off.
Showers for parts of the region tonight, then sunnier and warmer weather for the May long weekend.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Bruce Frisco. Maria is off this evening. First at 5 tonight, the power of nurses. That is the theme of this year's National Nurses Week, which celebrates the strength, compassion, and impact of the men and women in that profession. CTV's Hafsa Arif today met with a young woman who says nurses not only cared for her, but they inspired her career choice as well. Hafsa.
Hey, Bruce, this is true. Pulling on scrubs at the IWK is more than just the start of a shift for Tori Sabin. It's the realization of a dream she's carried since childhood.
Years ago, Tori Sabin wasn't caring for patients here. She was one.
When I was 8 years old, I was diagnosed with leukemia. I spent a couple months in the ICU here, and then I went up to 6 Link, which is the oncology floor.
This is a young Tori and her mom. Somewhere between hospital rooms, IV poles, and long days of treatment, a future nurse was born.
My mom and I were just discussing options of what I wanted to do for Halloween, and I just finished my treatment, and I was sad, actually, that I wasn't going to be seeing the nurses anymore, so I was like, I just think I want to go as a nurse for Halloween.
Now a full circle moment. She's back at the hospital that once cared for her, this time caring for others.
It was quite the transition to see the other side of things, but I think it's super cool that I'm able to help these families where I had a bunch of nurses helping me when I was a child.
Her story comes during National Nursing Week, as the profession continues pushing through staffing shortages and growing demands across the country.
Today and the entire week is a celebration of their service excellence, their commitment and dedications to their patients and families, and the value they bring to the Canadian health system.
But recruitment and retention remain major challenges. According to the Canadian Nurses Association, younger nurses are walking into difficult working conditions, despite being highly trained and motivated.
We don't have the right kind of staff skill mix, which means, you could have shifts where we just don't have the right distribution of the level of nurses we need, whether it be the actual nurse to patient ratio or even the knowledge and skills required.
But stories like Tori's are also reminders of why many still choose the profession in the first place.
When I did my placement on the oncology unit, I carried a little picture of me around from when I was sick, and it was really rewarding to me to be able to talk to them and be like, hey, you're going to be okay.
The Canadian Nurses Association says there are roughly 500,000 nurses across Canada today, and they're continuing to call for more investment and support to help strengthen the profession for the next generation. Bruce?
Great story there. Thank you, Hafsa. CTV's Hafsa Arif reporting live tonight in our news center. Okay, before we go on, we'll check in with Todd Battis working on tonight's news headlines for CTV News at 6.
Bruce, this will come as no surprise before a long weekend. It's going to cost you more to drive anywhere in the Maritimes. Gas prices went up in all 3 Maritime provinces, and in New Brunswick, the new maximum price is over $2 a litre. Some places charging less. We'll have reaction to the jump at the pumps in your newscast. An internal review has found an inmate's escape from the Shediac jail this winter was preventable. He was on the loose for about a month before he was arrested in Moncton. The Justice Minister says security has since been approved at that facility. And we will hear from the Minister of Justice tonight at 6. It's a true made in the Maritime success story. We're talking about Little Lorraine, a little film that could. The Nova Scotia movie has been a huge hit at the box office here at home and in other parts of Canada. Tonight in a feature report, CTV's Callum Smith speaks with the director about Little Lorraine's success and what it means for the industry in this part of the country. All right, no pressure, Kayla Mitchell. whatsoever. You got 3 big days coming up. What say you?
Well, I say that the sort of rainy, showery weather pattern that we've been in at times this week is breaking just in time for that May long weekend forecast.
Nicely done.
It actually looks like one of the more fair weather long weekend forecasts I can remember recently for the Maritime region. Hey, we're talking about Little Lorraine there. Well, speaking of Cape Breton today, the island was cooler. It was cloudier, and they had some lingering rain and some showers. Sydney right now sitting at 6 degrees. Cooler temperatures as well in Prince Edward Island between 7 and 9 at the moment, and parts of the east of mainland Nova Scotia. There were some areas today that did see the sun break through a little bit, including parts of New Brunswick, parts of the west of Nova Scotia, and that's where we find some temperatures still around the mid to high teens. Checking in on the winds around the region, they're mostly out of the north now. They're being sustained in a lot of cases between 10 and 25 kilometers per hour, a little bit higher than that at Sydney Airport, close to 30 kilometers per hour, a few gusts between 30 and 40. Over on satellite and radar, a lot of cloud cover still around the Maritimes. And speaking of showers, as we make our way through this evening and tonight, there's expected to be a band of showers and light rain that redevelops across Prince Edward Island and into northern and western areas of Nova Scotia. And then that band of rain and showers moving through the night into early Saturday morning will work its way eastward across the region. That does mean that in areas like Cape Breton, there is going to be some more rain and some showers tonight, and even a low chance there could be a rumble of thunder. There is some thunderstorm activity with this weather system, though that is so far sitting far to the south of the Maritime region. But we'll talk more about that clearing out and then that nice long weekend weather in the forecast and behind it when I'm back a little bit later on. Bruce.
Right you are. Thank you, Kaylin. Well, the Veterans Farm Project offers a supportive and peaceful place for female veterans to reconnect with nature. CTV's Paul DeWitt takes us to Windsor, Nova Scotia, where dozens of volunteers dug in to help kick off this year's growing season.
Welcome to the Veteran Farm Project. My name is Sergeant Retired Jessica Miller. Along with my husband, we created this farm in 2018 out of a need to find a space where we felt comfortable transitioning out of the Canadian Forces. We are a farm that we started to give space for veteran women who were transitioning out of the Canadian Forces and didn't have a space where they felt comfortable to be with other women. So we decided, and I decided because I needed it, I wanted to create a safe, nurturing environment where women could come together, be in nature, spend time together, make new friends, you know, that they could always come here and they'll always be safe, because that was my priority. But we're also have another part of our project, which is our food insecurity piece. We've noticed that there's a lot of food insecurity in the veteran community and serving community. So what we created 9 years ago was the We Care program. Veterans identified through Legions anonymously to us. We would supply them monthly with fresh produce, pantry staples, and bread products. And now we are creating a new project that we've been working on for 3 years now, and which is the Honoring Garden. So with the support from Veterans Affairs Canada, we have created a commemoration space, or we're creating a commemoration space to honor women who are not recognized for their service anywhere else in Canada, because they were volunteers and not veterans. And we're also recognizing women who serve this country and are not on any memorial site. Their contribution to this country has helped make every part of it work. And with Keller Williams' help, they have literally put together the farm today with Sunflower Contracting, who helped us design it, and it's been a blessing. We couldn't have done it without them.
Thank you, Paul DeWitt. As we head to our first break, here's a preview of our next story.
I'm Marianne Foley at the Opus in Dartmouth, where they're serving up something special for ByBlacks Restaurant Week. We have that story coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is all.
The next generation of pie makers from Sam's Pizza in Stellarton, Nova Scotia, taking part in a dough rolling contest at Zawfest earlier this week. The three cousins showing the crowd how it's done, fast and delicious. The second annual Zawfest celebrates the legendary Pictou County pizza and its trademark brown sauce. Live music, vendors, and of course lots of pizza samples from 5 Sam's and Acropole locations made the festival a big success. By the way, tomorrow, the 16th of May, is Pictou County Pizza Day, so you can just keep the party going. ByBlacks.com's Restaurant Week is continuing and features 6 local eateries. As CTV's Brianne Foley shows us tonight, the annual event serves up more than just delicious dishes.
ByBlacks Restaurant Week is in its 6th year across the country.
I think in 2023, the Discover Halifax actually reached out to us and said, can we get some of the Black-owned Halifax and Nova Scotia restaurants involved in the program.
Jumping on board were restaurants like Mary's Kitchen in Halifax and the Opus Cafe in Dartmouth.
So as a Black female business owner, I feel it's necessary for us to be able to have something that belongs to us. And an idea or a time for us to be able to showcase the foods that we particularly have been learned from our grandparents and our ancestors, and then be able to bring it to the table to allow others to be able to experience that.
Exposure is the driving force.
Let's use our superpower to help them to market, because that's one thing I can say overall, that most smaller establishments, not the big chains, they don't have a strong marketing presence. So we thought that we could assist them in marketing by creating this Restaurant Week platform to do so.
Though the Opus has a rather busy lunch rush, especially with students.
Because it's really close to the school, and it's the prices are really good for like buying things for students.
But the main reason for the rush is the food and the service.
The quality's really good. They cook really well. They cook really good food, and their chicken's always like on point.
Just be communal with each other and have a conversation about the foods that we do offer here. I mean, this is a little corner of the city of Dartmouth, but it's a really hopping place, and it's a place for folks to come in and really just feel at home.
ByBlacks Restaurant Week runs until Sunday at participating restaurants. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Starving?
The food does indeed look on point,
Yes,
Bruce.
You could say that, yeah.
Much like the long weekend weather.
Really?
But we're not there yet.
Okay.
We have some cloud cover and some showers to get through.
Yeah.
We had quite a bit of cloud cover around the region for today. It was cloudy, but temperatures feeling too chilly around Lake Thomas and Fall River. I'll have more on that forecast coming up next.
The first dandelions of spring for Gus.
Here's Gus, the gopher tortoise, doing his part to clear dandelion weeds. This was his first feed on the plants this year. Our friends at the Museum of Natural History say when it warms up to about 20 degrees, Gus will be outside picking his own dandelions. Doubtless at the same breakneck lightning speed that we've come to expect from Gus. He looks great for like 400 years old or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Do they lend him out?
Yes,
because,
right.
boy, do I have a yard for Gus.
Field for Gus. Yeah, that's right.
And 20 degrees, he'll like the temperatures this weekend as well, because we do have some 20s in the forecast for the long weekend. Taking a look at conditions here, though, for today in Sydney River and Cape Breton, it was cloudy. There were some areas of some rain and some showers, and temperatures were held cooler. There is still going to be some more wet weather to come as we make our way through tonight into Saturday morning for Cape Breton. But then after that, it does clear away. Let's take a look at what's going on in our weather systems map. So barometric pressure right now sitting between high and low pressure. Or overall weather conditions a little bit unsettled because we have this big low pressure system which is moving by to the east of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. And so on the backside of that weather system, as we make our way through this evening and tonight, we're expected to see some areas of rain and showers sort of redevelop at first in this area stretching across Prince Edward Island into the north of Nova Scotia and then down into western parts of that province. There's also a few showers drifting along the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick. But then as we head through the night, this area of rain and showers you can see developing there is going to start making its way eastward across the remainder of Nova Scotia. And it may linger into the start of the day for tomorrow around the east of that province. Also a chance of a few showers Saturday morning in eastern parts of Prince Edward Island. But then moving into and through Saturday afternoon, that clears away and it's mostly sunny conditions to a fair weather mix of sun and cloud across the region. Similar conditions expected on Sunday with a low chance of some very spotty pop-up showers afternoon into evening. Taking a look at the winds in the forecast for this evening, mostly out of the east and northeast and sustained in a lot of cases 10 to 20 kilometers per hour with some gusts between 20 and 40. More northerly in their direction by around midnight, and then in the forecast for tomorrow afternoon around the Maritimes out of the west and northwest, and there'll be some gusts between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour, except a little bit higher in Cape Breton where some of the peak gusts could be close to 50. Taking a look at the low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for the Maritimes, they're mostly going to be in the range of around 4 to 9 degrees. And then here's a look at the forecast highs for the start of the long weekend for Saturday. Low to mid 20s for the province of New Brunswick, except closer to mid to high teens around areas of the Bay of Fundy coastline. In Prince Edward Island on Saturday, a lot of high temperatures between 18 and 22 degrees. Even in the east of Nova Scotia, where some showers are expected to be around at least for the morning, the afternoon high temperatures expected to climb up in a lot of cases between 17 and 21. 21 for Halifax on Saturday. In the Annapolis Valley, high temperatures near 22 degrees. Coastal areas in the southwest a little bit cooler with the highs between 13 and 17. That Saturday, in the forecast for Sunday around the Maritimes, it'll be a mix of sun and cloud. You've got that low chance of a pop-up afternoon to early evening shower. It's only about a 30% chance or so. And temperatures warm again. Most of the region with highs in the high teens and low 20s. And we might as well take a look at Monday while we're at it, and that's looking like a very fair weather day as well. Again, a lot of sunshine, maybe turning over to a bit of a mix of sun and cloud in the afternoon. Temperatures do cool for a few areas, including Prince Edward Island and the east of Nova Scotia. Some of the highs coming down towards the low to mid-teens there, but other parts of the Maritimes still with high temperatures in the high teens and low 20s. So pretty good looking May long weekend weather. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from 10-year-old Aria Lane from Kokang, New Brunswick, and Aria has sent us a drawing of some things to see in spring and summer. We've got flowers, we've got a starfish, a rainbow, and of course what we're going to be seeing this long weekend, a good deal of the sun. Thank you, Aria. Great job. Weather watchers can come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4. Email kalen.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Bruce.
Thank you, sir. Well, the Royal Canadian Mint has unveiled a new coin to celebrate the FIFA World Cup coming to our country. CTV's Craig Krause gives us a look at the new collectible.
The road to the World Cup is no longer just on the pitch. It's now landing in the hands of Canadians, coast to coast.
Ceremonial reveal.
At BC Place on Thursday morning, FIFA officials and the Royal Canadian Mint took to the field to unveil a new commemorative loonie as the clock ticks down toward opening kickoff next month.
The Royal Canadian Mint have created a coin capturing the passion, pride, and excitement that is about to sweep our country.
For the first time in tournament history, 3 countries will share hosting duties, with Vancouver and Toronto set to play host to 13 matches. The loonie, designed by Campbell River artist Glenn Green, features a hat trick of symbolism, featuring the FIFA 2026 emblem, a mosaic maple leaf, and a soccer ball frozen mid-strike. A snapshot of a country ready for its moment, under the stadium lights.
That's much better. Thank you.
And for Burnaby native and FIFA Vice President Victor Montagliani, the emotion of what's coming is already hitting home.
I thoroughly enjoyed the visit a few weeks back in Winnipeg, and it was actually not only quite special, it was even emotional.
3 million of the special loonies are now entering circulation, including 2 million colorized versions, turning everyday change into a collector's piece of World Cup fever. And with kickoff now fast approaching, the buzz is building across the country. From BC Place to the world stage, Canada is getting ready to blow the opening whistle on a tournament many hope will deliver last-minute heroics, extra time drama, and a fairy tale finish. Craig Crow, CTV News, Vancouver.
When we come back, a special send-off.
I'm Vanessa right here at the Colchester Early Learning Center, where a beloved educator is about to close the chapter on a place she's called home for 45 years. We'll have that story coming up for you next on CTV News at 5.
Welcome back. Well, a Nova Scotia childcare worker is pulling the pin on a career that she's dedicated 45 years to. As CTV's Vanessa Wright shows us tonight, decades of love and leadership were all spent at one job.
This is the sound of early morning chaos, but it's what Barb Boyce has looked forward to every day for the last 45 years.
I started in 1981, May 11th, 1981.
She was 21 and fresh out of college for early childhood education when she got the job here at Colchester Early Learning Center. This is where she spent her entire career, but today is her last day.
I have a lot of emotions. Sad, happy, excited. Big hug sandwich.
She was more than just an educator, taking on various roles over the years, even a stint as the school's bus driver. And when the kids she taught got older, they had kids of their own. Barb taught many of them too.
They're a type of kitty. They are a type of kitty. I enjoy it. It's never the same. There's never the same thing ever. Like, it's always new, always different. It's like sometimes they're happy when they come, sometimes they're sad, so you just work through every emotion they have and you go with it.
A dedication fueled by her love for the job and those in it.
She's a pillar of our center, but really represents the multi-generational world that we live in early childhood education now. So the recognition that, you know, this is the end of an era. So it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet.
It's no surprise these silly, energetic faces are what she'll miss the most.
I love going with the school kids. I love being with the little ones. I love being with the mixture. I love it all, so it's going to be different.
And of course, she'll stop by and say hello from time to time, because even as a retiree, nothing can separate her from the job she's dedicated her life to. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Toronto, Nova Scotia.
Good for Barb.
It's touching.
It's fantastic. Good for her. That's great.
Coming up at 6, as we talked about, the long weekend weather forecast, Bruce,
yeah, looking good.
Is looking very nice by our standards here in the Maritimes. And it looks like we might have a couple of warmer days for next week. Still not without a chance of some wet weather, so more on that at 6.
Take what we can get. National news right now.